Most people walk through life trusting too easily, believing too quickly. They look at a smile and think it means loyalty. They hear kind words and assume it means truth. But life doesn't work that way. There's one sign in a person that is more dangerous than all others, and if you learn to spot it early, you will save yourself from deep wounds and wasted time. The smile that hides a knife. The most dangerous sign isn't anger. It isn't coldness. It isn't even hatred. It's the smile that doesn't reach the eyes. It's the charm without authenticity. It's the kindness without consistency. Watch closely. A person who uses sweetness to disarm you is far more dangerous than someone who shows their anger openly. An enemy who declares himself is easier to defend against than a friend who smiles as they sharpen the blade behind your back. Inconsistency of character. Consistency is the foundation of trust. If a person is kind today and cruel tomorrow, if they lift you up one moment and belittle you the next, you are standing on sinking sand. Inconsistency is a warning. It says, I have no center. It says, my treatment of you depends on my mood, my ego, my hidden motives. Stay away. Genuine strength is consistent. Genuine love is consistent. Anything less is a danger to your peace. The need to control. Be cautious around those who cannot let you breathe. At first, their intensity might feel flattering. Their constant check-ins might look like care. Their overwhelming interest might feel like attention you've always craved. But there's a thin, dangerous line between care and control, and the ones who cross it rarely do so loudly. They don't demand your obedience at the start. They wrap it in the softest words, the warmest gestures, the sweetest illusions. But make no mistake, people who need to control every decision you make, every thought you think, every move you take, they don't want your freedom. They want your submission. They want ownership disguised as affection. In the beginning, it might feel like devotion. It might feel like you're finally important to someone. But over time, the walls start to close in. Little by little, the questions start to shift. Where were you? Turns into, why didn't you tell me? Genuine curiosity transforms into subtle accusations. Who were you talking to? Why didn't you answer right away? They cloak it in concern, but underneath it surveillance. Affection that once felt freeing becomes a cage you can barely see forming around you until the door is already shut. Freedom is oxygen. Without it, even the strongest soul will eventually suffocate. Never trade your freedom for approval. Never hand over your right to breathe freely just to avoid disappointing someone. Because real love, real respect, real connection, they don't require your submission. They don't require you to shrink, to explain every step, to negotiate your existence. They allow space. They celebrate your autonomy. They trust without chains. They love without ownership. Control is rooted in fear, not love. Fear of being abandoned. Fear of being outshined. Fear of losing their grip on you. But their fear is not your responsibility to manage. Their insecurity is not a debt you owe them your freedom for. Healthy connection allows two people to walk side by side, not one dragging the other on a leash of constant justification. So recognize the signs early. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with someone. Do you feel lighter or heavier, stronger or smaller, more yourself or less? Because love should expand you, not imprison you. Real connection should breathe life into your dreams, not shrink them into something more manageable for someone else's comfort. And if you find yourself slowly adjusting your behavior, shrinking your dreams, second-guessing your instincts just to avoid conflict, that's not love. That's control. And the longer you stay, the harder it becomes to remember who you were before you started editing yourself to survive. You are not here to be managed. You are not here to be domesticated. You are not here to fit inside someone else's shrinking idea of love. You are here to breathe freely, to move fully, to live unapologetically. Anyone who asks you to trade your freedom for their approval isn't offering love, they're offering a prison with pretty walls. And the sooner you walk away, the sooner you remember. You were born to be free. The subtle disrespect. Disrespect doesn't start with a slap across the face. It doesn't come roaring in with obvious cruelty. It slips in quietly, almost invisibly, masked as humor, masked as sarcasm, masked as not a big deal. It starts small. A joke at your expense that leaves you smiling on the outside, but shrinking on the inside. A dismissive glance when you share something that matters to you. A slight interruption when you're speaking, as if your voice doesn't deserve the full space it takes up. At first, it's so easy to overlook. You tell yourself they didn't mean it. You laugh along to keep the peace. You minimize it because you don't want to seem sensitive, difficult, dramatic. But here's the truth. Small cracks left unchecked always deepen over time. What feels tolerable today becomes unbearable tomorrow. A tiny seed of disrespect, when left unchallenged, grows roots. It digs into the foundation of your self-worth, subtly eroding your confidence, your voice, your sense of dignity. And one day you wake up realizing you've been living in a garden full of weeds that you never meant to plant, weeds that choke out the life you were meant to live. Pay attention early. The small cracks are not harmless. They are warning signs. They are the early indicators that someone does not hold your dignity as sacred. That they are willing to laugh at you to look clever, to dismiss you to feel bigger, to ignore your words to feel louder. And it will not stay small. Disrespect that goes unaddressed will always escalate. It becomes normalized. It becomes embedded. It becomes the new standard. A person who truly values you, who truly respects you, will protect your dignity even when no one else is watching. They will protect it even in private, especially in private. They won't mock you for attention. They won't belittle you under the disguise of humor. They won't treat your thoughts, your dreams, your concerns as interruptions to their more important agenda. Real respect is not situational. It's not reserved for public appearances. It's a daily, unconscious commitment to treat you with care, not because you demand it, but because they genuinely recognize your worth. Disrespect is a seed, and every time you ignore it, excuse it, or laugh it off, you're watering it. You're allowing it to grow. You're teaching people how to treat you not with your words, but with what you tolerate. And if you allow it to take root, it will evolve into something far uglier than you ever anticipated. Resentment, contempt, dismissal. And once that seed grows into a tree, cutting it down becomes far harder than pulling it out early. Protect your space. Protect your spirit. Trust your gut when it senses that something isn't right, even if everyone around you is laughing. Even if you're being told you're overreacting. You are not here to be the butt of the joke. You are not here to be silenced by eye rolls. You are not here to manage someone else's insecurity at the cost of your self-respect. Catch the cracks early. Set the standard high. Protect your dignity fiercely. Because once you do, the right people will recognize it. And the wrong ones will reveal themselves. The unseen competition. Be wary of those who secretly compete with you. They don't announce themselves as rivals. They don't come openly swinging. Instead, they hide behind smiles. They offer congratulations with words, but not with their eyes. They stay close, not to support you, but to monitor you. They will never truly celebrate your victories. They will minimize your achievements with casual comments like, "That's good," but, or, "Anyone could have done that." They will subtly undermine your confidence with backhanded compliments. And they'll do it all while pretending to be supportive so subtly that you'll question if you're just being paranoid. Their support is conditional. Their loyalty is a performance. It's real only when you're struggling, when you're beneath them, when your success doesn't threaten the image they've built for themselves. As long as you stay relatable, as long as you stay just a little smaller, a little less bright, a little less sharp, they'll clap. But the moment you rise too far, shine too brightly, stand too tall, the mask slips. And what you'll find beneath it is resentment, not respect. Envy, not encouragement. Real allies, true friends are different. They don't feel smaller when you grow. Your success doesn't threaten them. It inspires them. When your light shines brighter, they don't pull away or grow cold, they cheer louder. They aren't keeping score, waiting for you to fall so they can feel better about themselves. True friends don't secretly hope you fail so they can stay more comfortable. They understand that real connection, real loyalty, real love, it's not a competition. It's a celebration of each other's victories as if they were their own. Pay attention to how people respond when good things happen for you. Pay attention to the subtle shift in energy when you share a win, an opportunity, a breakthrough. Do they light up with you, or does their smile tighten? Do they amplify your excitement, or do they immediately pivot the conversation back to themselves? The energy doesn't lie, and if you look closely enough, neither do they. The unseen competition is dangerous because it's slow, it's quiet. It drains your spirit drip by drip until you start shrinking yourself without even realizing it, dimming your own light to make others more comfortable. And the more you do it, the more you betray the very gifts you were meant to share with the world. You don't owe anyone your smallness. You don't owe anyone the dimming of your brilliance to protect their ego. The right people will rise with you. The wrong ones will resent your flight and reveal themselves in time. Stand tall anyway. Shine anyway. Grow anyway. Because real friends, real allies, real love, they don't compete. They celebrate. They elevate. They walk beside you, not against you. The ones who can't, leave them behind without apology. Guarding your energy. Your peace is sacred. Your spirit is precious. You cannot afford to hand it out like loose change to everyone who smiles in your direction. Not everyone deserves access to the most vulnerable, powerful parts of you. And the sooner you understand that, the stronger, clearer, and more unstoppable you become. Your energy isn't just a resource, it's your life force. It's the fuel for your dreams, your vision, your ability to create and lead. Treat it accordingly. Protect it as fiercely as you would protect a flame on a windy night, shielding it, nurturing it, ensuring that it doesn't flicker and die because of careless, reckless hands. Learn to observe without needing immediate answers. You don't have to label everyone right away. You don't have to trust everyone just because they show up with a smile. Watch instead. Watch how people move when they think you're not paying attention. Watch how they treat the ones they can't gain anything from, the ones with nothing to offer them, no advantage to provide. Do they show respect when there's no reward? Or does their kindness evaporate when the spotlight is gone? That's where truth lies, not in their words, but in their actions when there's no incentive to perform. Watch how they handle your moments of vulnerability. When you open a window into your soul, not because you're weak, but because you're human, do they honor it? Or do they weaponize it later when it's convenient? Do they listen with patience, or do they interrupt, rush, diminish? Your moments of vulnerability are sacred tests. They reveal whether someone is safe or whether they are simply biding time until your openness becomes ammunition. Time reveals everything if you stay patient. The masks always slip. The performances always tire out. The truth, no matter how well hidden at first, always leaks through. Give people enough time and space to show you who they are, not who they pretend to be. And when they show you, believe them. Stop writing better endings for people's stories than their actions deserve. Stop trying to fix what was never yours to heal. Your energy must be earned, not assumed. Guarding your energy isn't about building walls so high that no one can reach you. It's about building gates with locks you control, allowing in only those who respect the ground they walk on. Those who understand the value of what you're offering simply by existing at peace. Those who don't feel entitled to your light but honored by it. So slow down, watch closely, trust slowly, protect fiercely. Because your energy, your peace, your spirit, they are not just precious. They are the foundation of everything you are destined to build. And not everyone deserves a seat at that table. The strength to walk away. Recognizing danger is only half the battle. Awareness alone won't save you. Seeing the truth, seeing the cracks, the red flags, the patterns is important, but it's not the finish line. The real test is whether you have the strength to walk away, even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts, even when part of you wants so badly to hold on to the potential you once saw in them. Even when you're tempted to rewrite the story, to bargain with reality, to cling to the version of them you created in your mind. Walking away demands a kind of courage that few people talk about. It's not loud, it's not glamorous, it's not cheered on by the world. It's lonely, it's gut-wrenching. It often feels like a betrayal of everything you once believed. But here's the brutal truth. Waiting for someone to become who you hoped they were is a slow death. Waiting for them to wake up, to grow up, to realize your worth. That's how you bleed out your spirit in silence, year after year. People show you who they are with their actions, not their potential. You can't build a future off of maybes. You can't invest your soul into promises that never materialize. No matter how much you love them, no matter how deeply you once connected, when their reality doesn't match your needs, your growth, your peace, you must move. Not with bitterness, not with hatred, but with clarity, with dignity, with the unshakable belief that your soul deserves more than waiting rooms and false hopes. Walking away isn't weakness, it's strength, it's wisdom, it's self-respect at its highest form. It's the declaration that you will not sacrifice your future at the altar of someone else's stagnation. It's the acknowledgement that your life is too valuable to waste trying to convince someone to love you correctly. So don't wait, move. Even if your heart is heavy, even if your hands shake, even if every step feels like you're walking against the gravity of everything you once wanted. Because the longer you stay tethered to something that poisons you, the harder it becomes to remember you were made for more.